Hey, what's up, guys? Man, Mutema here again with yet another tutorial. So, guys, in today's video, I'll show you the easiest way of frequency separation. And I think I tried this and it really worked. I haven't seen so many people using this method, but it's just something like I thought. We have the main methods for frequency separation, but I just thought this one is a little bit easier and very easy to use. So I'll first remove blemishes in this photo. So I use the patch tool. You patch to the clean areas of the skin. Hope you guys see what. So this method is very easy. I tried sometimes and it really gives me some amazing results. But normally I use the mixer brush tool, the Gaussian blur method, but this one I'll use the dust and scratches method. I don't know you guys if know it, but it's one very easy method of frequency separation. So as you can see right now, I'm just patching and removing, drawing and replacing with a clean area. So you can see I'm doing some blemish removal before my beautiful model for this photo. She's called Mwende, so you can check her on Instagram. Yeah, so this is one of the easiest method of frequency separation. You can do it very fast. So guys, you duplicate your layers twice, disable first one, then go to, instead of going to blur, Gaussian blur, go to dust and scratches. So now guys, pay attention here. This is what you're gonna do. You are a light somewhere in your skin where you can see the texture is very high and you want it to disappear. So you pull to somewhere like, let's give it something like 9 is okay, right? Then say okay. So you can see our photo is smoothened, but you enable the layer 1 copy, or we just rename this color texture. So this is what we're gonna do. You enable this, go to image, apply image. That's the normal way you use with frequency separation with the mixer brush tool and the Gaussian blur. So you subtract texture, get the colors, then okay, then you go here with linear light. Okay, hope you've seen how we have done there. Let me repeat this process, guys. Let me delete this and delete this. You duplicate this twice, name this color, pay attention please, name this texture. You disable the texture, then go to filter. Instead of going to blur, Gaussian blur, go to noise and dust and scratches. You do the same way you do your Gaussian blur. Locate a place in your skin, your model skin, where you think the texture is a little bit high. Then pull this up until it disappears, but the model remains with the details of the skin. You can see here our skin has all the details. Give it something like 9 or 10. 9. Then say okay. Next, go to image. After you enable the texture layer, go to image, apply image. So you select the color layer. The color layer is the one we subtract the textures from. So then subtract blending mode, subtract opacity. Don't click the preserve transparency and mask, and don't click invert. Then say okay. Scale must be 2 and offset 128. Then say okay. Then change this to linear light. convert this to black and white so you can see where the imperfections of the skin tones are. Then click on the color layer, pick your lasso tool, feather it to 18 to 21. Let's give it 20, 18 to 21. So what you'll do, you highlight here. You only highlight on the skin areas where the skin is. You start with the forehead. Okay, so after that, this is now where you use the blur. So you go to filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. So you remember the value we used 9. So if you multiply that value by 3, it will give you the smoothened skin with a little bit of texture. So we say 9 times 3, that's 27. Yeah. Do you see that, guys? Did you really see that? Then go to this one. You draw this other part of here. This is a very, very easy way of frequency separation. But we're using the Gaussian blur, but to create the layers, we don't use Gaussian blur, we use dust and scratches. Guys, hope you're really seeing how like our skin is being smoothened and the texture really, you can see that highlights there really remained the same way it was. This is one of the very easiest ways of doing frequency separation, and it really makes your photos look very, very amazing. Yeah, I used this so many times, and I remember showing someone this method and she was like, which one is this now? So yeah, this is one very, very easy way of frequency separation, and it really makes your photos look wow, like just wow. So let's try to so the remaining blemishes I remove after I've done the frequency separation and make sure my photo remains to look amazing. So you can see the highlight on the nose. I think the makeup artist didn't shape it so well, but so you can reduce it to something like 9.6. That's okay, because we don't want the nose to look so flat. So let's go to the other parts of the body. Let's say like so like this. We don't want to tamper with the highlights of the collarbone, so I'll show you how we can work with that. I'll remove these hairs of hair. So go blur, Gaussian blur. So I'll give it to the 27 and our photo will look perfect. Yeah, just sorry about that. You can also use the mixer brush tool. They all work the same. The creating the layers is where the difference is, guys. I don't know if you have really seen that. Creating the layers is, instead of using the Gaussian blur and to maybe you have problem getting the best values for the Gaussian blur, just use this method. This is one of the easiest methods I know about frequency separation, and they really can give you some good texture in your skins and everything. You can see I changed from the lasso tool to the mixer brush tool. That's just some people start with the mixer brush tool and use the lasso tool. For me, I prefer starting with the lasso tool and finishing up with the mixer brush tool. But if I can zoom out my photo, guys, can you see that? Can you really see how my photo looks? Can you see that? And I haven't even done dodge and burn. I haven't done so many things in the photo. I haven't even color graded the photo, and it's already looks nice. So frequency separation is the best method of skin retouching, and we have so many types of frequency separation. Like the one I've shown you, I haven't used the Gaussian blur to create the layers. I've used the dust and scratches. Please, if you can try this one time, you'll see the difference in your photos, guys. So yeah, and just finish up the, always never mix the shadows with the highlights. It's in the neck. flip it. Yeah, sorry for the silence, guys. So have you seen my frequency separation here, guys? So that's one of the easiest way of doing frequency separation, and you can see the texture of the skin remains very perfect and very intact and not overdone, guys. Try this method, it will really help you somewhere, because as a photographer you have to be very creative with your editing and your shooting, and yeah, and so many things. Just the nails. I'll show you a complete before and after of this photo. So now the next thing I'm doing, I'm removing the blemishes. So the blemish remover, you can use the clone stamp tool. So something I do in this is the texture layer, so I just pick my clone stamp tool. I'll sample here and paint here. Make sure the brush is bigger than the spot you're removing. So sample here and paint here, 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 sample here and paint here. Okay, a sample. So I'll fast forward this in the albeit so that you can see how I did there. Sample, yeah, sample and remove sample. Sometimes you can remove the blemishes before you do the frequency separation, or you can do the frequency separation after. You can do frequency then remove, because frequency separation flattens all the blemishes and you get some amazing skin texture in the photo. Now guys, you have seen this very easy way of doing frequency separation. You can try it, please. It really does some amazing job. I'll do more. Oh, sorry. I'll do so many videos about this so that you will understand perfectly how it works. Yeah. First time. See, I think. Wow. Can you see that, guys? And I haven't even done the dodge and burn. Always make sure your highlights and shadows are not mixed up so that you can get amazing shots from there. But frequency separation determines how your photo will look. Yeah. This is one very easy way of frequency separation, and I use it most of the time. And so I don't have a Wacom tablet, so I use the I'm using mouse, and it's really working for me, you know. I don't have a Wacom tablet yet, but I'm getting one soon. Yeah, actually it's on its way, so don't worry, guys. So you can see how my photo looks clean right now. So if I can group this layer, let me call this frequency separation. So if you see, this was the before, this was the after I have done the frequency separation. Can you see the difference, guys? See, no, not the difference, not the difference. Yeah, that's how frequency separation works. And there's so many ways of you can do frequency separation. For me, I use the mixer brush tool, I use the Gaussian brush tool one, I use the mixer brush tool in all of them. I use the Gaussian. There are so many. There is the Gaussian blur, there is the dust and scratches, so many. But for to get the best skin texture, I prefer you use the Gaussian blur one and this one of the dust and scratches. It's very like just dust. It's like removing dust and scratches in your photo, and you get an amazing shot. So the next thing, oh sorry, let me see if the, yeah, I think it's balanced. So the next thing I want to do, I'll do dodge and burn in this photo to make it look very amazing and even more epic and more epic. So I want to remove these small remaining blemishes. You can see how my photo looks clean after I've done the frequency separation, guys. Yep. Pick the clone stamp tool. I continue removing this. I know this video will be very long, but make sure you learn from it. Make sure you learn and learn from it. Yeah. And please don't forget, like, if you like these videos I'm uploading on my YouTube channel, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. And yeah, we all learn together, right? Secondly, an online store is really coming very soon, so guys, don't forget to be the first one to buy my actions and so get some free actions there and lots too. So I've changed it to black and white so that I can see the blemishes perfectly and make sure the photo there. Let's see. I want to overdo it. Also, if you are in Nairobi, guys, don't forget to visit the location I shot this photo. Is Ambani Delhi in Kilimani area in Nairobi. They have some good foods and stuff. Yeah, as you can see, my photo is very good looking. So let me do now dodge and burn in this photo. You can see I've removed all the blemishes. You can see before, after, before, after, before, after, before and after, before, after, before and after, before and after. Yeah. So the next thing I'll do the dodge and burn. Also there, I'll show you another very easy way of doing dodge and burn, but for this one, I'll do the curves one. So curve, darken, invert, Control I to invert. So I'll burn, dodge, and put both this into a group. Control G. You can see I haven't done anything, so there's nothing happening. So dodge is enhancing the highlights, burn is enhancing the shadow. So I'll bring back my black and white layer so that I can see the highlights and the shadows even better. Okay, then I'll brush and brush on these highlights. Sorry, I'll make the flow to something like 6%. Then brush on this highlight, brush on this one here. You can zoom your photo inside to see the highlights even better. So something in photography, we tend to just do what we know, and sometimes might not be so good to others because others think they know different. So sometimes let's just always do what you know, and what you know is just what the best. Yeah, that's why there's a teacher and a student. So they can see I want to burn this area a little bit. So burn the sun here, just burn some shadows over there. If I have overdone, I'll just remove the just this shadow here, then here, these shadows over here. There, so these shadows over here. There are these highlights over and highlights over here. Shadows over here. Shadows. You can see this highlight over here. There. So another highlights. The hands. Yeah. So that highlight over there, the highlight on the neck. So there are these highlights over here. Now that's such the makeup artist highlighted this, so I don't want to enhance it so much. Well, let me show you what I have done over there. So you can see this dodge here is really big, so I'll just press X in my keyboard, then just pass the brush over it, and yeah, you can see how it really looks. So just wow, guys, see how my photo looks. So the next thing I'll do, I'll just whiten the eyes. Let me just merge all this. Let me show just the before and after. Before the you can see before I've done the dodge and burn. You can see the before and after. You can see the before and after I've done frequency separation. So yeah, use this group a little bit. So the next thing I'll do some color grading. Let me delete that black and white layer. You can see my photo looks very clean tone, and then next I'll go selective color. So I'll start with the yellows. Oh, because the photo has so many yellows, let me work with the reds. So I'll push this a little bit inside, like cyan to -4, increase the yellows to -3. Okay, the next thing I'll go to just again go to the, let's see how the yellows will work. This a little bit, yeah. Blacks, reduce this a little bit and something like that, and put this all this in a group. Yeah, can you see the before and after? Use the opacity a little bit. The next thing, I'll merge all these layers, or just a minute, I'll just select all of them, then control shift alt and E, I create a layer mask. Control shift alt and G, I create a layer of everything, you can see. Then I go to camera raw filter. So here is where I'll whiten the eyes first. So I'll select the brush, reduce the temperature, increase the tint a little bit, increase the exposure, reduce the contrast a little bit. You can reduce the highlights or increase. You can increase the shadows a little bit, increase the whites, reduce the highlights, and reduce the blacks. Then now let's paint. Reduce the saturation to negative 96, then just paint on the eyes like this. See that all there. It's the lighting. So, yeah, I'll show you how we can paint this black part to make it pop more even in Photoshop. And say, okay, so the next thing I'll do, I'll go to camera raw, back again. This time I'll add some, let's say some temperature in it, then go to red primary, yeah, then green primary, give it something like 6. Guys, see my photo. So this is where we are. So the next thing I'll do, I'll create a curves layer, pull up a little bit, double click here. So we want to create some glow in the photo, so pull this a little bit somewhere like there, then press Alt, separate this, and then pull this back a little bit and pull this back a little bit. You can see, but now this has affected everywhere, so we want just to paint the, so you just click invert, then and paint on the parts where you want the effect to be seen. Okay, so the next thing I'll do, I'll create curves. Let's reduce the opacity a little bit, create curves, increase a little bit somewhere like there, then say okay, zoom in the eyes completely in. You can see our frequency separation was very effective. Really works. It really works. So I'll paint this part here. Is my brush somewhere like there. The other eye a little bit somewhere like there, and I'll create a layer mask, and pick the brush tool, and I'll draw a very irregular thing there like this, and also on this other eye. Then I'll go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, give it something like let's give 3.7, then go to and give it some soft light and reduce the opacity. This gives more depth in the eyes. So the next thing I'll do, see if it was work for both eyes. Yeah, the next thing I'll do, I'll curves, darken, invert, pick my brush and paint here a little bit. Photography is art, guys. You have to be very creative. Yeah, just paint here, yeah, there, to make these lashes even pop even more. Yeah, you see this. making the lashes pop even more. Let's put to the other eye. Okay. Guys, let me show you something. Then you zoom back your photo. Can you see that? Use this a bit. Yep. What do you think, guys, about my photo right now and how it looks? Yeah, let me show you. Put all this in a group. Just reduce this with a layer mask of this. Zoom in the eyes. Reduce a little bit. Yeah. Something like this. Curves. Something like this. Curves. Something like this. So I'll put all these corrections in a group. Control G. Now we see the before and after. Remove that. Can you see the before? You can see there is more depth in the eyes. Yeah, can you see that? You can see the before and after of this. So just the frequency separation. So can you see the before and after? After I've done frequency separation, done dodge and burn, done color grading, and done the eyes. So that's how I do that's how you do frequency separation. So yeah, the next thing I'm doing, I'm sharpening this photo. I'll merge all this. Oh, merging is I like the topest group, shift, I like the background layer, and then merge. Boom. The next thing I'll do, I'll create a layer 1 copy. So go to image, adjustments, and kill the contrast. Okay, then go to filter, other, hypers. Okay, so you can increase this, but it should be, for me, I love to working between 1 and 1.5. Then vivid light. As you can see, it has sharpened every part of the skin. So you create a layer mask and invert. So you pick a very smooth brush, increase the opacity, and paint the places where you think the sharpness should be. Yeah. So first thing, I'll paint on the eyes, paint on the lips, increase this just a little bit, paint on the eyes. The next thing, I'll reduce this opacity flow to something like 15, then paint on the skin. Always make sure you are not overdone your photos, because it really does affect your photos. So boom, guys, there we have a photo. So yeah, See you next time.